Which cheap and mass-produced item is stupendously well-engineered? I really like BIC products. Lighters, ballpoint pens, razor blades, etc. They're all very robust despite being cheap mass-produced plastic items. Until this moment, I had never connected that these BIC products were all from the same company. Amazing that they've produced a variety of incredibly cheap but still reasonable quality items. Toilets. I've been a plumber 20 years and very little has changed, or needed to. Minimal upkeep, cheap and easy repair, very long life. Hey, so what is the difference between my house toilet that just flushes like regular and a commercial toilet in like a doctor's building where if you flush it will also suck the clothing right off you? Is there a pressure regulator behind the toilet or something? Ooh, this is a fun one. In your home toilet you have a tank filled with water, and when you flush it allows the water to dump into the bowl and flood it, causing it to siphon out. Commercial toilets have either a manual or powered valve that allows full water pressure to blast into the bowl for a set time. It all but ensures it'll flush since anything in the bowl is blended, but it's a more expensive design. I love interacting with people like you. Just genuinely interested in the world around them. I hope you have the best day. Thanks, you too, smiley face. The intermodal shipping container, aka the Connex box. There are millions of the damn things all over the world, in use every single day. They are stackable, can be locked together, attach readily to ships, truck trailer frames, and rail cars, and can bear enormous loads. The cost of their manufacture compared to their economic use value over their useful lives is next to nothing. And there are so many varieties. Its whole ecosystem of compatible equipment. Tank, reefer, flat rack, silo, just to name a few. I just hate that they are so narrow. 20 centimeters more and they would be fully compatible with the EPAL standard. The next best thing after the shipping container. There are even so-called PW container. Pallet wide. Just that you can use them to haul pallets via e.g. ferry. It's a minor inconvenience and rather irrelevant, but it bugs me to this day. Zip ties, such a simple piece of plastic, but so versatile. I have one of the old-fashioned chain link fences. Some of the fasteners on the middle poles broke and in high winds the fence was swaying like crazy. A half dozen zip ties on the 3 posts and it doesn't budge and nobody even knows they're there. My son rebuilt the front of his car with them time and again. He's a genius with a zip tie. With not hitting the car in front of him, not so much. Zip tie bumper stitches are pretty common with thrift kids. The lighter. Spontaneously ignite fire basically whenever you want. Specifically, Bic lighters are incredibly reliable. You can find one on the ground that's been outside for months and they still work. Cheaper disposables break in a million ways and more expensive refillable lighters will leave you disappointed if you store them, but you can always keep a Bic handy and know it'll work when you need it. I have a women's model Zippo that my grandfather got my grandmother sometime around the Korean War. Has gone through hell and back, including being underwater and then under sludge for about 2 weeks straight thanks to Hurricane Agnes in 1972. I have yet to have it fail on me. Zippos are great, I just wish it was better sealed. I don't use it often enough, by my next use all the lighter fluid has evaporated. Soda/beer cans. The design has existed for decades with few changes. It's a way of using a relatively small amount of cheap metal to withstand the pressure of carbonated beverages with a reliable opening mechanism. During pandemic I also noticed that some companies stopped using thicker material on the upper ridge of the can, probably due to supply shortages. They instead used a sort of stepped system that appeared to be almost as strong. Every few years you will see the can design change as they find additional areas to reduce the use of aluminum. You can still find newly manufactured cans in the old designs in some of the more remote areas with less demand, like Hawaii. It's cheaper to create and fill cans on the island than import them, but the payback from updating to the newest can-forming machines isn't quite there for the volume of cans they manufacture. So they get hand-me-downs and cast-offs. Ball bearings. Even the cheapest ball bearings with the loosest tolerances are still made in the 10-50 micron range of tolerance. It only gets better from there. A Beck spec anyways. Edit: when I say ball bearings, I'm loosely referring to the races and rolling elements of any roller element bearing. Ball, taper, needle, cylinder, etc., 2 races, 1 race, no race, etc. If you had the ABC5S, you were a god at the skate rink. Not exactly cheap, but I'm impressed that I can have a ceiling fan run on high for 15 years straight and not have it explode on me. I seriously startled myself when I realized the only time my ceiling fan had been off since I moved in was when the power went out. You should turn it off to clean it once in a while. It gets sticky dust on it. And to switch direction for summer/winter. Edit: winter mode is also useful in the summer if you have a second floor and open all of the upstairs windows, as it will help push the heat out. I do this for the evenings, then shut the windows early in the morning and flip the fan back to normal. What?